Hi everyone. So welcome to the channel. If you're new, this is Homestead Engraving Business and Life. We do homesteading, and we have an engraving business. And my name's Matt. My wife's name is Sarah, and she's got some videos, and she'll probably be in this one too. Today I'm going to be showing you the seeds. They're sprouting. They're 6 days old. We will be going out to the garden, and I'll be talking to you about the back Eden garden, how we do it, how it's worked for us, and there's a lot of stuff out there that I couldn't figure out, and I had to figure out on our own because there wasn't many videos on it. So I'll give you a scoop on that, pros and cons, and yeah, everything's doing good. If you've seen the other videos, we just added the lights last night. Sorry I don't have that in any of the videos. The battery was dead in the camera. My fault. Still new at this. So yeah, this is aquarium light on this one, and this is another aquarium light here. I got two of them, and then this is just a regular 2-bulb halogen, and I have another one of those. So if this one, I don't know if it's strong enough light, so I'll replace it with this one here, with the yellow one I have. So I'm gonna head out there. I'm gonna let chickens out, and we'll talk about the back Eden garden. Alright, so this is the back Eden garden. We have a pear tree right there, got an apple tree right there, and so our chicken coop right there. That was our old goat barn. The chicken coop was over here. So now we have a blueberry bush right there, two of them right there, and then two raspberries right there and right there. Then we have a strawberry patch over there. Our tomato racks, we do them all right here. We like to do them cattle panel, and then we put stakes in. We tie them to the cattle panel as they grow up. You can get rows of them. It's a lot easier. I also built these, and it's hog panel. You cut it, you put this rod on there, and then you shove them down, and then you zip tie both of them together. It makes a square cage. So now, every year for the back to Eden garden, what I like to do is every fall we put down new wood chips. So if we can't get them, or if we're running out of time, because it gets super hard to do this stuff in the fall for us, because that turns into our really busy time. Our business really takes off from October. What we like to do for back to Eden garden in the fall is put down wood chips. And the first time we did it, a lot of people were putting cardboard down. We had some, we put some down. But mainly you put it in the fall, wherever you want your garden, and you put it thick. So what we did is we put it 12 inches thick, the wood chips first, our first year. By that next spring, they were 2 to 3 inches thick. It went down that much. So our soil was a lot better that year, but now this whole garden is at a kind of a slant all the way down, and it's just a gradual slant. It's fine, but now there's a misconception on back to Eden garden. So people will put the wood chips down, and then they plant right in the wood chips. You can't do that. You got to pull the wood chips back and then plant. And then so we put the plants in, and then we let them get established, and then in about 4 or 5 days you come back and you put the wood chips around the plant. So this way they have a time to establish into the ground and enough water getting to them. And we make sure we water them every day in those couple of days. Now the other thing is, our first year we were fine. Our second year we noticed that it was low on nitrogen because our plants were getting like a yellow. Our peppers were the worst. So what we did is I mowed the lawn, and we got a bagger for our lawnmower. So I came in here and I started putting grass clippings down, and you can see I did that this fall. I put grass clippings and leaves all over on top, and I'm gonna put more grass down this year, and I'm not gonna add more wood chips. I added a lot last year, so we're looking at, let's see how frozen it is. It's still pretty frozen, but I would guess there's at least 3 to 4 inches left yet. And that's the other thing. So when you put the wood chips down at first, Paul Gauchi is the one that we watch, and it's like a 2-hour video. It's a long video, but it's worth it. I'd recommend going and look at it and watching it. Your first time, depending on how depleted your soil is, it'll decompose faster, and if it needs the nutrients, and it'll soak it all up. So our first year, it decomposed rapidly fast, but our soil went from sand to, we had 2 to 3 inches of pure black dirt. It was insane. It was way better. It was mixed with the sand, obviously. It wasn't to make 2 to 3 inches of black compost, but it definitely helped. In return, by the second year of putting more down, it didn't decompose as fast. Now this last year, when I put more down, you should be putting less and less down as it gets more going and into it. So being we need nitrogen, we're gonna add nitrogen this year. So if you're looking at doing the Back to Eden garden, weigh out your options. There's other people like I think it's Honey Tree Farms. I have a brain fart on the name, Casey, and I watched his videos. He's really knowledgeable, and he helps you out, and he's willing to help anyone and everyone. So his method with the tarps would be another way to go, and also Justin Rhodes does it. So do what works for you. We chose the Back to Eden because our soil was so bad. It takes time, and we're okay with that. We had time, so it was no big deal. And the other thing, these are free. So some cities will have piles of this, and you can go there and get it. Like around us, you can go to different counties and cities, and you can pick up all the free wood chips. Luckily, my wife's uncle lives down the road, and they have a tree company deliver them to his house because he has big piles of them. So we get it from there, and we just trail it to our house. But as far as like the convenience, everyone is about the time. And the one thing for us is during the summer, we would just forget about the garden kind of. It's just other things to do. You're busy with life, and everything else happens. So we would forget about it maybe a week, maybe even 2, and it'd be overtaken with weeds so bad that you didn't know what you planted in there. It was terrible. So that was one thing that we liked about this, because once a week, and that's the other thing. They said that Back to Eden garden, you never have to weed. Well, you do. It's now nearly as much. No, you don't have to nearly as much. And when it is a weed, you can literally kick it with your foot, and the weed comes right out. It's easy to pull out, and that's one thing we like about it. Super easy to weed, and you barely have any weeds. The only weeds you're gonna have is from things blowing in, and we have crabgrass pretty bad in our area on the edge of the woods back there, and that stuff will creep in, but you just pull it by hand every once in a while, and it pulls out nice. It's easy, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, other than that, the Back to Eden garden has suited us. It's done well for us, and we've never had a garden as good as we have since we started this. That's for sure. Now come to the watering. Everyone says you don't have to water either with the Back to Eden garden, and if there's too much water, the wood chips will bring to the soil and evaporate, which is true. But it was 2 years ago we had a drought here, and I just wanted to see how it would go. And our soil, being we only had 2 to 3 inches of good soil, it was drying out for us. So, and that was 4 to 5 inches of wood chips, and it's still, the plants were starting to struggle, so we had to water. So what I'm finding so far is you do have to water until you start getting a good base of a soil, is my theory on it anyways. Last year it rained probably every 3 days. Sometimes for a week there it was like every day. But we didn't have to water last year. The fall I watered, where is it? Right there, I got a sprinkler. So when it came to the fall, I just soaked it really good to speed up the composting, because I knew there was a big storm coming in, it was going to get really cold. So I did that because it had so much grass and leaves on it. I wanted to hold it down and keep it here. I didn't want it to blow away, so I just watered it really heavy at the end of the year, and it worked. You can see a lot of the leaves are still in here. But yeah, if you have any questions at all about the Back to Eden garden, I will be happy to share any information I have on it. If you guys have any questions, put in the comments down below. We will answer all the questions, my wife and I. If you like this video, you guys can just give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you subscribe, make sure you hit that little bell. Glad you got to see me again. Until next time.